Hi everybody, it's Chris here and welcome to another video. Now, my last video I shared my punk new wave pub rock collection on 45, or at least half of it, and there was a lot of interest in that video and a lot of requests for me to show some of the other singles I've got. Now, just a word of warning really, these aren't as good, I don't think anyway, as the ones that I showed previously, as they were the highlights, but there may be something in here that really interests you, some obscure stuff and some a little bit more well known. So I've got a stack of 45s, a couple of 12 inches as well to share with you. So we're starting with Quick Joey Small by Slaughter and the Dogs on Decca Records. That's from 78. Holiday in Cambodia by the Dead Kennedys. Manny, Mo and Jack by the Dickies. Pub rock band The Gorillas. I think these became the Hammersmith Gorillas, I think possibly. It's on Chiswick Records. It's called She's My Girl. And a nice little bit of early pub rock, 76 pub rock. This is the Au Pairs and You. Early Adam the Ants, I guess you could put into this bracket as well. So we've got Young Parisians and we've got Xerox from the kind of 78 era. Early XTC, Life at the Hop. From, when's that? Is that 1978, 1979, 1978 I think. A little bit of Elvis Costello as well. So we've got I Don't Want to Go to Chelsea. And one of my favourites by him, Radio Radio. And of course Watching the Detectives in the phone book sleeve. Also on Stiff Records we've got Lena Lovitch and I Think We're Alone Now, which was, oh, who did that? Was it the Rubinoos? And I think Kirsty MacColl possibly did a version of that. But anyway, that's Lena Lovitch's version. Another Elvis Costello on Stiff Records. This is Alison. And Welcome to the Working Week. Another stiff one, I Can't Get No Satisfaction, Devo. Never been a great fan of Devo actually. I just like collecting stiff records and this happened to be one of them. John Otway and Wild Willie Barrett. Headbutts, hilarious song, really, really good. Another Lena Lovitch, Say When. That's also on Stiff Records and that's from I think 1979 I think. Lou Lewis and his band, Boogie on the Streets, bit of pub rock. And then on 76, the Tyler Gang, and this is Styrofoam, also on Stiff Records. This is a band that were kind of, weren't certainly part of the new wave scene, but I think this was the second single on the Stiff label, Between the Lines, which is a really good little song actually. And one of the people in that band, Larry Wallace, also produced a classic Stiff single, which is called Police Car, which is really, really good. Yachts, Suffice to Say. And that's the end of the stiff stuff. You've Got to Pay, The Only Ones. I think that's their second single possibly. Don't know anything about this band actually. Don't Tangle My Heart by The Doll. Radiators, this is a Irish band on Chiswick Records, $1 Million Hero. And then High Rise Living by Chelsea. Spiz Energy. Changed their name a few times over the years, but this is Soldier Soldier from about 1980 on Rough Trade. And then we've got Flying Lizards and their version of Summertime Blues. Vapors, News at 10. Clark Kent, and I think is this Stuart Copeland, I think, isn't it, from The Police. This is from 78, Don't Care, on green vinyl. The opening song on the album Alternative Chartbusters by the Boys was Brickfield Nights. Good little song actually, nice, pretty poppy for a punk band actually. Early Piranhas probably fit into this bracket as well. This is a song called Jilly on Atrix Records. This is Fairy Tale in the Supermarket by the Raincoats. Patrick Fitzgerald and the Paranoid Ward. Venus and the Razorblades, Punkorama on Spark Records. This is Wilco Johnson. This is from 78 on Virgin. So he'd left Dr. Feelgood and set up his own band up, Solid Senders. And this is Walking on the Edge. And then the Electric Chairs, Eddie and Sheena. Great stuff from the Mekons, Work All Week. And two from the Leighton Buzzards, Saturday Night Beneath the Plastic Palm Trees. That's on Chrysalis Records from about 78. And I'm Hanging Around. That's I'm pretty sure that's on green vinyl actually. Yes, on green vinyl, on Chrysalis Records. Again, that's probably from about 78, I would have thought. American band, Pere Ubu. Couple of live tracks from 76. Do the Standing Still by The Table, quite avant-garde stuff on Virgin from 77. And then I'm Sick of You by Iggy and the Stooges from 77. The Radio Stars. Do you know what? I don't even know what this one is called actually. Dirty Pictures. Dirty Pictures. On Chiswick. Third single from the Adverts. Safety in Numbers from 78. Or 77. Possibly that's 77 actually. I think it is 77. On green vinyl. Sadly not in a picture sleeve. I think it was done in a picture sleeve. This is the Angelic Upstarts from 79 and I'm an Upstart. Summer Fun by the Barracudas. Comes with stickers and transfers. Not particularly a massive fan of this band. I think this was probably one of the first kind of number ones actually by a new wave band, and that's Rat Trap by the Boomtown Rats. They also did Mary of the Fourth Floor, that's one of their early singles. Love You More by the Buzzcocks, great band. And a few things by the Clash now actually. So we've got the Cost of Living EP with I Fought the Law, their version of that. Clash Go Heavy Metal, produced by Sandy Pearlman of Blue Oyster Cult fame. This is Tommy Gun. And then we've got Clash City Rockers. Pub rock band, the Count Bishops. This is a track from their debut album actually, Baby You're Wrong. That's on Chiswick Records. Again, sort of pub rocky stuff. Another one from the Count Bishops, the Speedball EP. Got a good version of Route 66 on there, and I Ain't Got You as well, which is good. And then we've got Love Song by the Damned with rat scabies on the cover, and that one's a reissue, and it's on blue vinyl. Eater, Thinking of the USA, which I showed in my last video, a great little punk band actually. So What She Wants She Needs. And this was I think this is a live EP actually, which has that track on it, Thinking of the USA by Eater. Quit This Town, Eddie and the Hot Rods. Early Eddie and the Hot Rods, Teenage Depression on Island Records. And then Generation X, King Rocker, and that's on sort of pinky ready vinyl with Billy Idol on the front. Strange Town by the Jam, featuring on the B-side the brilliant Butterfly Collector. The Lurkers, Ain't Got a Clue. That's a slightly different cover to when it first came out. And I Don't Need to Tell Her by the Lurkers. Great track that is. And Just 13, also by the Lurkers. Two by Magazine, Rhythm of Cruelty on Virgin Records from 79. And the year before, Give Me Everything, also on Virgin Records. Sound of the Suburbs, picture sleeve. I think I showed the coloured vinyl version of it yesterday. That's the standard picture sleeve. 999, I think this was their third single possibly. Feeling Alright with the Crew on United Artists. A later one by them, Emergency. About the fifth single by this band, Penetration. This is Danger Signs. Not sure what album that's from actually. It's from about 1979, that one. And this is, I think, definitely their second. This is the single that followed up from Don't Dictate, and it's called Firing Squad. And then we've got a bit of Public Image with Death Disco. The Rosillos, Cold Wars from 79 on Sire. Couple from the Modern Lovers, I think these are both 77. First one up is Morning of Our Lives in a picture sleeve, and then we've got New England from the Modern Lovers as well. Great little kind of reggae kind of tinge song from the Ruts, Jar War, which is a really, really good track. I love that track. and an American version of Pretty Vacant by the Sex Pistols, one of the greatest songs ever made, in my opinion. A reissue of one of the early Sham 69s is I Don't Wanna. It's not the original. That came in a different picture sleeve, but that's a repress from about 79, I think. The Staircase Mystery, Susie and the Banshees. That's on Polydor. And early-ish Squeeze. This is Goodbye Girl. I don't know if you can just see that. It's kind of like a 3D cover, which is really nice. Stiff Little Fingers, Gotta Get Away. And some Stranglers, nice and sleazy. Great bass line in that track. 5 Minutes. And a picture sleeve. This is a reissue actually of Peaches by the Stranglers. Single from Marquee Moon. It's Venus, back with Prove It. I think actually, thinking about it, Prove It might have been the A-side. Yeah, I think it was. And then 3 from UK Sub. So this is Warhead, and that's on kind of brown vinyl, horrid colour. Tomorrow's Girls, which is on blue vinyl. That's a great track, I love that. I think that features on their first album actually. And then Teenage by UK Subs, and that is on pink vinyl. And the last one of the 45s is X-Ray Specs and Highly Inflammable, and that's backed with Warrior in Woolworth. What a great name for a track. And then I'll finish off with some 12-inch singles. So first one up is, I showed the 7-inch version of this on the last video, actually, Looking After Number One, and you can cut out and wear your own Boomtown Rats armband, which I guess someone must have done, but I don't know. And then from 77 on Virgin Records, the Science Friction 3D EP, Science Friction being the lead track on it by XTC. That was a really nice kind of jaggedy song. And London, No Time, great song. This features John Moss, who went on to play in Culture Club, drummer in Culture Club. And then a couple of tracks by Television. So this is the 12-inch version of Marquee Moon. On one side it's got, I think, the mono version, and on the B side it's got the stereo version, I think. And then we've got a green vinyl 12-inch of Prove It, a 12-inch of the Rods, Do Anything You Want to Do, the Dictators, American New York band, I think they're New York, Search and Destroy, the Stooges Soul. Remember buying that in 77, still the same copy. And the last one is the Heartbreakers, one of my favourite bands actually of this era, because I think their album LAMF is fantastic. And this is Chinese Rocks back with Born to Lose. So there you go, there's a few more in my punk, new wave and pub rock collection. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Thanks very much. Cheers. Bye.